You should practice being feminine all of the time. There's always a balance. Let your feminine guide your masculine, but whoever's out there telling you this, believe it. It's true. It works. It's the right way to do it, but you just have to find how to make it happen in your life. How does this fit in your lifestyle? And so, in my usual fashion, I have a new tool alert. Yay! And this is called the Flirting Code, a leaning back update for advanced leaning back members. Oh, and I didn't give you the persona for the woman who practices being feminine all the time. She's called the member. Yes, she is an advanced leaning back member because she knows the way to go. It's to make sure that there is feminine present every day. And if it's not there, that's why we practice. And in the different 7 life areas, there's a way to let your feminine guide your masculine. Even if what's happening, even if what has to happen, even if what must get done is masculine, you're letting your feminine guide your masculine. So what is the flirt code? Well, you guys know I'm constantly looking at laws and rules, so I figured I'd set up a little code for us. And I'm going to present the whole code to you throughout 2024. But we're going to start with the beginning for today, and the next we have about 19 minutes left. So I'm going to give you section 1 of the flirting code. It's broken into 3 divisions. Rule 1.1 is receive. Rule 1.2 is pause. And rule 1.3 of the flirting code is respond. Now you know what I'm talking about. Receive whatever's out there, whatever's in your environment, whatever he's doing, saying, or acting. Pause as you process how you feel about it and how you're feeling in that moment and where you're at. And based on your feelings, you're putting together your response, whether it's with love words or feminine actions. But that response is always initiated by where you're at in your feminine energy in that moment, how your feminine energy applies to that. But we're just going to break this down instead. I know you're like, okay, Tia, that sounds good, but how is this different? It's different because I'm going to show you how to flirt just a little bit more. And it's not flirting. Remember, I went through all the myths. So it's not flirting to make him chase you or anything like that. It's just putting a little extra feminine spin on it for attraction. Yep, I'm going there. Just to put a little like, you know how you put a little pinch of salt or sugar on something, just a little pinch of attraction. So let me do this in the context of the, let's take one of our prior problems that we went through. And this is the focus only on you. Remember the checkout lady? She just checked out of the relationship because there's a problem, there's something going on, and she can't be bothered with him or the relationship, and she just has to focus only on herself. So things are not going well, and you need to evaluate the situation or the relationship. And he's there, and you're not treating him like a human being, and you're just completely, ignoring him or doing your own thing. This is how we would apply the flirt code to this situation. Instead of shutting him out in that moment, you want to pause, receive. There's another pause there, but you're still on pause. And then respond. Because the pause gets you to stop initiating, I'm only going to focus on me, I'm going to check out. I don't want to be bothered, there's a problem, I need time to process this. Before you even get into that mode, pause and soften up. And then this way, now you're in the right frame of heart and the right frame of mind to receive. All right? So we all know about receiving. I talk about it continuously on YouTube, on my blog, when I'm coaching you guys, when I'm emailing you, I'm always saying receive, receive, receive. What are you receiving? Why? Because you want to receive, you want to pause, and then you want to respond rather than react. That's why I'm always talking about that. So you've paused instead of switching into focusing only on you, and now you're receiving. In flirt code, you're going to practice second level listening whenever he says anything. So let's say you're pretty much sitting there in silence, and then he goes, oh yeah, it looks like the Super Bowl is next Sunday. You turn, you look at him, you warm up, and you just listen to him. And remember, when you're doing second level listening, you're like, oh, okay, tell me more. You're focusing when he's talking, when you're doing second level listening, you're focusing on him, not what you want to say next. You can focus on his eyes, his hair, his clothing. You're taking him all in. And your response is, tell me more, or that's interesting, or that's cool. You know, you're thinking of what your love words are and what your response is, but you're basically saying, you have the floor. Yeah, tell me more. That's cool. Oh, yeah. Super Bowl. Sounds like nachos. You know, because I know he likes nachos, so it sounds like nachos. It's not about what you think or feel. You're listening deeply. Okay? You're not thinking of a response necessarily. You're looking into his eyes. You're keeping that eye contact. You could be nodding. You could do a nonverbal response. But all that exists in that moment is him. And he'll notice that he has your full attention at that time. And that's the little extra flirt that we're putting on. Because you know what? How you're saying, okay, how is this little extra flirting? Because there's a problem between you and you're not making the problem number one at that moment. Instead, his thought of the Super Bowl is more important than the problem that you're having with each other. And he realizes that, and he realizes, oh, we're on a break from her being mad at me. We're on a break. This break feels good. Ooh, her perfume smells nice. Oh, she's kind of close to me. Oh, but she's listening. She's not saying anything. Why is she smiling at me? But he's going to enjoy it. It's just a little bit of extra flirting. Okay, so you've practiced the second level listening. Now let's go back to pause. Because you're still pausing, you're listening, but there's going to come a point where he's not going to, he's going to turn the conversation over to you unless you have a guy who just goes on and on and on and on. At some point, he has to stop. The key for the pause is to stay in the moment. You remember that? Stay in the moment. Experience here and now without slipping into the future or the past. By golly, that's difficult to do. But that's why we practice it. Let go of any anticipation or expectation. Be still. Be 100% there. What are you feeling at this moment? Can you feel your softness? Can you feel joy or some other positive feeling for a few moments? And then prepare to respond from this feminine place. So the pause is staging yourself. The pause is getting all of your feminine energy up. It's calling up your feminine energy, saying, okay, girl, come on, just let's be feminine. What am I enjoying about this moment? What do I feel feminine about this moment? Is it the sunshine? Is it the warmth of his body because I am that close to him? Is it the fact that I'm about to cook something really good and I know he's going to love it, but I'm hungry, so I'm going to love it? What is it in your feminine that you can enjoy in that moment, something positive that you can embrace. And then from that, yeah, I got a little psychological with you, but from this psychological place, from this feeling place, then you can prepare to respond. So let's stick with the Super Bowl. You're about to respond. He's kind of stopped talking, but he's gazing at you because you changed, you softened up. You're actually slightly, seemingly flirting with him. And then, come on, you go back to your love words. You don't have to necessarily give a feeling message, because sometimes feeling messages sound inappropriate and guys are like, what? Why? What? I don't get why you said that. Sometimes they don't understand. But come from your feelings, use your love words, and just stick to tenderness. Eye contact is the first thing. You really want to kick in the eye contact. And you know what? I'm going to email you guys a flirt sheet. After the teleconference, whoever participated, I'm going to email you a flirt sheet, and I'll find a way to upload it on the membership page. But give him that eye contact when you're using your love words or giving any kind of feeling messages. And also, be tender. Tender is genuinely being soft. It's being in your feelings, feeling your feelings, expressing your feelings, knowing what you really feel, and finding the softness in there. And okay, I went through all of this. What would be my response when he stops talking? This is what I would say. What time does that start? Is it dark outside when it starts? He's going to be like, what is she, what, you want to light some candles or something? I was just thinking maybe, I don't know, if we could do a bonfire before, sit out by the fire maybe. I don't know. What were your plans? What are your plans for Super Bowl? Are you going out, to the bar, the sports bar for Super Bowl? Okay, I told him what my suggestion was, what I was thinking, because he asked what I was thinking, and then I made it seem like, okay, I'm open to participate, or maybe it's cool with me if he wants to go out to the sports bar and watch it with his brothers and stuff. I'm cool with that. But it came from my feeling place, because I was feeling if it starts when it's dark, maybe we could begin by sitting out by a fire pit for a little while, then coming into the game. Notice I didn't get into the menu. I didn't get into who's coming over, who's not coming over. I just put out there about my feeling about the fire, if it's dark, the fire pit, and if he's going somewhere else, that's cool, because guess what? I probably still will sit out at the fire pit. If he goes to the sports bar and watches it, and I'll just watch it on my phone if I feel like it. All right. Do you see the softness in that? Do you see where, despite things going on in the relationship, I still found a way to put just a slight pinch of flirt on that? And this is the same man who you were upset with earlier. And he's probably still upset if you think about it, but do you see how the relationship can still go forward in the now without the past or the future interfering in it? And this is why I created the flirt code, because I could tell you to soften up. But if you're upset, you're not going to think of softening up, and you're going to leaning back and look at the different tools that we use and the different practices that we have and say it doesn't fit. And this is exactly where those myths came from, all right? Because your specific application hasn't been addressed, and that is why that's why I created the flirting code, and I'm going to go through it for the rest of the year to try and address those little moments when there could be a problem in the relationship that could damage the relationship. And of course, problems are always going to be there, but they don't mean to damage the relationship. And that is what I got from the interviews with the men who are in love. It's that the problems don't have to damage the relationship. The relationship is still good. The love is still good. It's just handling the problems, but it's how you handle them and how he handles them and what the problems are that creates the most tension. And to relieve a bit of this tension off of yourself and off of him, put just a pinch of flirt on there. And what is the flirt? What is the purpose of the flirt code? It's to infuse just a touch of attraction into your interaction, even though he's already attracted, but just to remind him. Okay? Just a little softness. It's just feminine that you're all about, bruh, and I know it. But I'm kind of feeling you right now. So even though I'm still pissed at you, I am feeling you a little bit. So what is it that you say? Okay. All right. That's what the flirt code is about. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this, and I hope you enjoyed this. I know I took a long way to get to that route, but you know me. I have to be entertaining.